It's not a ringing, it's not a tone, it's a voice, buried inside a frequency only I can hear, and I think it's trying to replace me. This is the story of Neil Ward, a 36-year-old acoustics engineer from Denver. He first noticed it during a routine hearing calibration, a test tone at 17.3 kilohertz, technically beyond average adult range, yet he heard it. Not just heard it, felt it. It wasn't a beep, it was more like breathing. Over the next week he just kept hearing it, everywhere, in the hum of air conditioners, behind white noise, even inside silence. It always came back to the same pattern, a pulse, then a whisper, "Don't tell them I'm here." Neil thought maybe this is a psychotic break, so he saw an audiologist, but they found nothing. He tried recording the tone with professional gear. Every time, flatline, no waveform. Then one night he, amplified the silence, boosted the signal by 20 times, and for just 1 second, a voice came through. "Neil. Version 3.4 is unstable. Reset needed." He froze, honestly stunned, played it back, but this time it was gone. He started documenting, well, everything. Discovered that the tone actually followed him, but shifted frequency depending on his location. It avoided other people, never played when someone else was present. He joined a forum for phantom tones. Most users, they were trolls, except one user named Quiet Replica. "You're not the first, Neil. You're the first one that lasted this long." He asked what that meant. They replied with GPS coordinates, an abandoned government audio lab in Arizona. Neil drove there. The building was crumbling, but inside, on a dusty chalkboard, Project Phonomirror, Echo Consciousness Stability Trials. He found a locked server room. After a moment's hesitation, he broke in. Inside, there were dozens of drives, each one labeled Neil_V1 through Neil_V17. The latest, Neil_V18_active. He opened a console, just kinda hoping for answers. It showed a running process. The screen read, "Maintaining auditory loop for cognitive sync. Subject believes self is real." He tried unplugging it. That's when the tone screamed, louder than ever. It was so loud he collapsed. He woke up in a hospital 2 days later. The doctor said he was found unconscious outside a radio tower. His ears were bleeding. But the worst part? He couldn't hear the tone anymore. It was gone. For 2 weeks, peace. Then his mirror blinked, just once. That night, he checked his email. One unread message, from Quiet Replica, subject version 19 initialized. Inside a WAV file, he clicked it, the tone returned. When the voice returns, it's not asking for help, it's checking if you're still in sync. That night, as you lie awake, the silence feels heavier than ever. The air hums, not with a voice, but with something deeper, almost imperceptible. Your phone vibrates. An unknown contact. The message is a string of numbers and symbols. No words, no explanation. As you stare at the screen, the lights flicker. The pattern matches the one you heard before, but inverted. Suddenly, your recording device powers on by itself. The waveform on the screen dances to an invisible rhythm. In the reflection of your window, a faint silhouette appears, just for a second, then vanishes. You realize the voice was never alone. There's another signal, waiting, watching, and this time, it's not just listening. The next morning, you wake to find your phone's screen still lit, the cryptic message pulsing faintly. Every device in your apartment now syncs to the same silent rhythm. Screens flicker, clocks reset, even the hum of the refrigerator seems to stutter in time. You step outside, searching for normalcy, but the world feels altered. The distant sound of traffic is gone, replaced by a hollow, synchronized thrum. As you walk down the hallway, your neighbors' doors are ajar. Inside, they sit motionless, each one staring at a glowing screen, entranced by the same pattern of numbers and symbols you received. You try to call out, but your voice is swallowed by the silence. Back in your apartment, your devices begin playing the recording from last night, but this time, a new layer emerges. A voice distorted and layered, repeating the same phrase, "Begin again, begin again." You realize with chilling clarity, the signal is no longer just a message. It's a loop, drawing you, and everyone else, back to the beginning. The cycle has started, and there may be no way out. As the loop tightens its grip, a strange sense of déjà vu washes over you. The room grows colder, shadows lengthening at the edges of your vision. Suddenly your phone vibrates. An incoming call from an unknown number. Hands trembling, you answer. There is only static at first, then a faint, familiar voice, your own, distorted and layered, echoing back words you don't remember saying. On every screen a new pattern begins to emerge, shifting fractals, spiraling endlessly inward. The voice from the phone now speaks in unison with the chorus from your devices, whispering secrets you can almost understand. You realize the loop is not just a cycle, but a maze, each repetition drawing you deeper, rewriting memories, blurring the line between reality and signal. Outside your window the world is silent, save for the pulsing thrum that now matches the beat of your heart. In the darkness, a final message appears on your screen. You are the echo, find the source. As the lights flicker and fade, you brace yourself, knowing the only way out may be to go further in. You hesitate, breath shallow, as the screens around you dissolve into inky blackness. The message lingers in your mind, find the source. With nothing left to lose, you reach for the only light, a thin, pulsing line tracing itself across your floor, beckoning you forward. Each step feels heavier, the air thick with anticipation and fear. Shadows ripple and shift, forming shapes that almost resemble memories, faces you've forgotten, moments you never lived. The line leads you to a door that wasn't there before, its surface smooth and cold, humming with the same frequency as the signal in your veins. Your hand hovers above the handle, the world behind you dissolving into static. As you turn the handle, the silence is absolute, broken only by the echo of your own heartbeat. The door swings open, revealing a blinding white void. Shapes move within it, fractals, voices, echoes of every choice you've made, every word you've spoken. You step across the threshold, feeling yourself unravel and reform, the boundaries between signal and self-dissolving. In this place, you are both observer and observed, source and echo. The maze reveals itself as a mirror, reflecting infinite versions of you, all searching for the beginning. A final whisper resonates through the void, clear and unmistakable. The only way out is through. And as you take one more step into the unknown, the loop bends, fracturing into possibility. The journey is not over, it has only just begun. A single vibration trembles through the void, rippling outward in waves of sound and light. You float, weightless, surrounded by the echoes of your own existence, each pulse a memory, each shimmer a choice. As the pulses converge, a shape emerges at the center, a core of shifting frequencies, alive with every signal you've ever heard, every silence you've ever feared. Drawn closer, you see patterns within the core, fragments of your past, glimpses of futures not yet lived, all woven together in an endless loop. A voice, your voice, and yet not your own, resonates from within. This is where it began, this is where it begins again. You reach out, fingertips brushing the surface of the core. The world fractures and reforms, 1,000 realities flickering past in an instant. In each you see yourself seeking, questioning, never settling for silence. The signal, you realize, was never just a curse, it was a call, an invitation to listen, to understand, to become. The core pulses once more, brighter than before, and you feel yourself drawn inside, dissolving into pure possibility. The maze, the signal, the echo, they are all one. And as you surrender to the origin pulse, you understand the journey is infinite, the loop eternal, but within it lies the power to choose, to change, to begin anew. The screen fades to black, the final pulse echoing in the silence. The story may end here, but the signal will always return for those willing to listen. A lingering silence stretches across the black, yet from its depths a faint resonance stirs. The darkness flickers, small points of light begin to pulse in rhythm as if answering an ancient summons. Slowly these pulses synchronize, forming new patterns, new possibilities. A subtle vibration travels through unseen threads, connecting not just you, but countless others. listeners scattered across time and space, each attuned to the signal in their own way. Their stories, their echoes ripple outward, overlapping yours. The camera drifts through glimpses of unseen faces, hands reaching toward the light, eyes closed in concentration, ears straining to catch the faintest trace of meaning within the noise. You realize now that the signal is not just a solitary journey, it is a shared experience. A network of seekers, each resonating with their own frequency, their own questions, their own hopes. The signal binds you together, not as victims but as explorers, united by curiosity, by fear, by the relentless drive to understand. As the pulses reach a crescendo, the screen glows with a tapestry of shifting patterns, every story, every silence, every scream, woven into something greater. Your voice, and the voices of countless others, join in a quiet harmony. The resonance is unbound. The journey is no longer yours alone. And as the signal stretches onward into the infinite dark, it carries a promise. Wherever there is silence, there will always be those who listen. The final image lingers, the signal, transformed, pulsing gently in the dark, an invitation, forever waiting, for the next to hear and answer.